Hey guys, so we're continuing our day at DECA.
And we are in the Crown Plaza, and we found a snack area, but there's no snacks.
No, but you know who does have snacks?
Who has snacks, Bree?
Dessert Theater had snacks.
They did. And
Yes.
They were really good, snacks too.
Yes, and the drama club ran into a problem this year.
They did. There was a snowstorm, and then the district canceled their one performance, which I think is kind of rude, but they canceled their performance, and now they were stuck, so.
But the drama club fixed it.
Yeah, they fixed it.
And we got to hurry up and let them check out what happened to the drama club because I got to go do my role play.
Okay, Breezy.
Bye, Ben.
Bye, Breezy. So you guys are going to check out what happened with 13 and figure out how they might have figured out their issues and stuff like that. So go check out that interview about 13.
Hey everyone, I'm Ben Detweiler here with Katie Gingrich to talk about the musical 13. So 13 is already done, so how did it go?
It went pretty well, actually. Well, the one thing that happened is we had a show on Friday night, which was planned, but then we were planned to have a show on Saturday night as well, but because of the big snowstorm, the school district canceled our show because we weren't allowed to have any activities on Saturday.
So how did your show on Friday go, first of all?
It actually went really well. It went pretty much as we had planned it, and there were a lot of people there because we had sort of informed people that there was no show on Saturday, so those who wanted to come could come on Friday night. So it was pretty crowded, but we had a good audience, and it was a really good show.
Okay, and of course Saturday. What events kind of unfolded to create the Saturday fiasco?
Well, obviously Friday night there was weather. The weather report said that there was going to be a big snowstorm, and there probably wouldn't be able to have anybody come and park, and there would be ice, so not that many people would come, and they didn't want anybody in the school, so we weren't allowed to have the show.
And so what happened as a result of what happened Saturday?
Well, we wanted to have another show because we had worked so hard for the past couple months to put this up. So our music director, Nancy Chronister, had talked to some people at her church because they have a stage there. So she talked to some people there, and then they had volunteered their church to hold an event and let us do the show there on Sunday.
Okay, and when was it on Sunday?
It was at 3 o'clock on Sunday.
And how was it different than at the high school?
It was sort of hard to adjust because it was a smaller stage. Also, the stage was higher up. Here at the high school, our stage was maybe a foot off the ground, but over there it was maybe 3 feet. So at times when we would walk from maybe the audience up to the stage, we had to change that. So we would go around up the stairs or jump up onto the stage. So that was different. And we didn't have all of our props or costumes, so we had to adjust some things for that. But overall, I think it was a pretty good show.
And did you have to arrive early to the church to maybe dress rehearsal again?
Yeah, we got to the church around 2, so we could sort of get a feel of what the stage was like and how much space we would have and how it would sound for all of our singing. So we did a couple things beforehand just to get ready for the show.
And how did each person individually prepare for the adjustment of the setting?
Well, we had to sort of think through all of our costume changes, all of our props. I myself had to change a couple lines. At one point, I'm supposed to be wearing a dress, and then I say, I put on this stupid dress, but instead of that, I had to say, I put on these stupid clothes, because obviously I didn't have a dress on. So everybody sort of had to think for themselves their whole track through the show and how they would change things to be at a different stage.
Which setting did you prefer better, the high school or the church?
Probably the high school, because that's where we had been rehearsing for the past couple months, and that's where I was used to, and that's what I was expecting to do the show at.
Okay, and what about the band? I know the band was a part of the show.
Yeah, the band was there on Friday night, and they were there for some of the rehearsals during the week. But on Saturday, most of the band couldn't make it. We did have the piano because Nancy Chronister, our music director, played the piano, and we also had drums. But some of the guitar players who were in the band at the school couldn't make it to the church, so we just had the drums and the piano at the church.
How did you make up for their absence?
Well, it was a little bit different because the space in the church was smaller. So the way when we sang, you could sort of hear us better because the sound would echo off the walls. And so I think that helped to make up for the guitar's absence.
Okay, so is there anybody that you'd like to thank in particular?
We would definitely like to thank Nancy Chronister, obviously, because she put so much hard work into the show, and she was the one who volunteered her church up. Also, Miss Danoff, because she had been with us through since the beginning of the show until the end, and she stuck with us and really tried to get us a separate show. Also, Mr. Donena, who was our director, and he helped us to change things as well.
Okay, and I have another question. So I know you guys had possibly some microphones at the high school show. Mm-hmm. Did you still have them at the other show?
Yeah, we had 2 small microphones at the edges of the stage at the church, but I think even if we didn't have the microphones, it would still work as well because it was a small space and you could hear us better than in the big cafeteria at the Norristown.
Okay, and were there still desserts?
There were still desserts. The church had some desserts that they put out for the audience.
Okay, and where was this church?
It's the Reformed Church of the Ascension. It's on West Main Street. It's maybe like 2 minutes away from Norristown.
Okay, and was all the play actors able to get there okay?
There was one actor who couldn't make it because she already had plans on Sunday, but we sort of made up for her absence. That was another thing we had to change.
How were you able to do that?
Well, there were a couple small parts that she was in where we had to adjust. For example, we had like a cheer stunt that we had to change because she wasn't there. Also, there was a part where she came out and she played the main character's mom, so we had to get another actor to come in and play that. But that was basically it.
Okay, so we know that obviously 13 was a very flexible play. What other plays have you done?
I've done a lot of plays at nearby community theaters. I started out at the Center Theater in Norristown. I've also done plays at the Barn Playhouse in Norristown and Montgomery Theater in Souderton.
Okay, and have you ever had to experience a fiasco such as this?
This is pretty much my first time I've had to change show dates and change the show venue for a different show.
And how did you feel that you were able to adjust? Were you comfortable with everything?
I was pretty comfortable. It was nice that we had some time ahead, but we really just felt lucky that we could do another show and that we had a space to do the show at.
Okay, and how did you guys celebrate this?
Well, afterwards, after the show on Sunday, the whole cast went out to Applebee's and we all had dinner and had a lot of fun there.
Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Not really.
Okay, I'm Ben Detweiler talking with Katie Gingrich about 13. Now back to the Eagle's Eye.